Aircrew dismount from their Tornado GR4 after landing for the last time at RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus. Credit, Cpl Tim Laurence-RAF, PA. After almost 40 years serving the UK on military operations across the world, iconic RAF Tornado jets have returned home from their last operational deployment for the final time. The stalwart of Britain's bomber force since the days of the Cold War carried out its last operational strike on January 26, when a pair of tornadoes hit 5 positions in Syria, all of which were being used by fighters from the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant ISIL. The last operational sortie by Tornado GR4s was on January 31. 2 tornadoes flew an uneventful patrol over Syria, recovering safely to base at RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus, after a mission lasting 6.5 hours. First entering service in 1979, the fast jets have been used in operations across the world, most recently bombarding ISIL to push the terrorist group back through Syria and Iraq. Families and friends of the present-day squadron members were on hand to welcome them back to RAF Marham, Norfolk, on Tuesday afternoon. RAF ground crew marshaled the aircrew of the Tornado GR4 for a sortie for the last time at RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus. Credit, Cpl Tim Laurence-RAF, PA. The weapons capabilities of the soon-to-retire Tornadoes are now being delivered by RAF Typhoon jets, which will continue to take a leading role in the coalition's mission against ISIL. Under Project Centurion, worth £425 million over the past 3 years, the Typhoon can now also launch the Meteor air-to-air missile, the Storm Shadow deep strike cruise missile and the precision attack missile Brimstone. These improved RAF Typhoon jets will form the backbone of the UK's combat air fleet in the future, alongside the recently introduced new fleet of F-35 Lightning jets. The Tornado will be officially retired from service at the end of March and will only be used for training purposes over the UK in the intervening period. Originally named the Tornado GR1, the aircraft's first use in live operations was during the Gulf War in 1991, when 60 Tornado GR1s were deployed from bases in Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. Later they were upgraded to the GR4 model, which has been used ever since over the skies of Kosovo, Afghanistan, Iraq and Syria. Defense Secretary Gavin Williamson said, "It is with a heavy heart, but enormous pride, that we bid farewell to the Tornado from operations. This truly is the end of an era, having played a vital role in keeping Britain and its allies safe for 4 decades. But, after so long in service, it is only right that we now look to the future. The combination of our state-of-the-art F-35s and the Typhoon's new weapon systems will keep us as a world leader in air combat for a generation." Some of the last Tornado missions were in support of Iraqi security forces in their operations to prevent ISIL re-establishing a foothold in the country. An important part of this work was the ability to destroy terrorist stockpiles of weapons and other equipment concealed in remote areas of the countryside. In January, 2 RAF Tornadoes dropped a pair of Paveway IV-guided bombs which successfully collapsed the entrance to a cave, 55 miles southeast of Kirkuk, where one such stockpile was known to be stored. Also in January, Tornadoes destroyed a track bomb facility to the northeast of Abu Kamal, Syria, and cratered a road leading towards the Syrian Defense Force locations. One of the Paveway bombs used to crater the road caused a secondary explosion, indicating that ISIL had probably planted a booby trap at that location. Officer commanding 9 Squadron Wing Commander James Heaps hugs his wife Samantha after piloting the last RAF Tornado GR4 back to their home base at RAF Marham in Norfolk, having completed operations in the Middle East for the final time. February 5, 2019. Credit, Joe Giddens, PA. Speaking at RAF Marham, Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Sir Stephen Hillier said, "As a Tornado GR4 pilot myself, I have seen the aircraft develop over its nearly 40 years of service into an outstanding combat aircraft, flown, maintained and supported by similarly outstanding air and ground crew. The Tornado Force has been continuously deployed on operations since 1990, serving with immense distinction in Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Libya and the Balkans. I will personally be very sad to see the Tornado retire, but it is time now to pass the baton to our next-generation combat aircraft. The F-35B Lightning is now operational and the Typhoon is now fully multi-role capable and able to take on the Tornado's missions.